Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses on an absolutely gorgeous day 17 at Saratoga. Jonathan Kinchin, Andy Serling, and I got to tell you, walking in the track today on a beautiful day on one of the biggest weekends of the year, on Jerry Garcia's birthday, with the Grateful Dead blasting over the loudspeakers. This is a great day. I could get buried today, and it's a great day. And I'm spending half of it with you. So what could be better than that, too? I know John Kakamis, our cameraman, very excited. Between Johnny and I, we have seen, it's possible we've seen about 500 dead shows. Well, the problem is we have a lot of overlap, but maybe non-overlap is close to 400, because Johnny went to a lot of shows before me. Anyway, enough on that. How are you?
Good. 500, huh? I haven't done anything 500 times, I don't think.
You've probably made more than 500 losing bets.
That's definitely true.
Maybe even this year.
This meet, yeah, this meet.
This meet, yes. I know the record number of losing bets I've made in the Saratoga meet. I wouldn't want to know that number. Anyway, you ready?
Let's do it.
Great weekend, huh?
It's my favorite weekend of the year. It really is. I love it. It's just the excitement of Whitney Day. It feels like, you just get to see a bunch of people. Everyone comes up, everyone comes in town, and then you get to cap it off with the sale, which is just a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, no, and of course, we always tell people, if you've never been to Saratoga Sales and you're in Saratoga Monday or Tuesday night, or both, go over. It's a great fun time. It's just a big bar. I mean, just think of it as one of the most entertaining, people-watching horse action bar you could possibly imagine. It is really just a super fun couple of evenings, and I know Jonathan enjoys it as much as I do. As much as we enjoy NYRA bets, head on over, use the promo code SPA200, and we'll match up to $200 of your initial deposit. Saturday contest, $300 buy-in till post time tomorrow. Play it through NYRA Bets and NYRA Bets only. That'll be tomorrow's contest. It is a lot of fun. Get all the information at nyrabets.com/contest. We have a cross-country pick 5. Eddie is very excited about this. 2 at Monmouth, 3 at Saratoga, including the National Museum Racing Hall of Fame. Ceremony's taking place now. I can't remember who's getting in. We also have, now this is real reason Jonathan and I are excited. The Kids Bop Live Certified Bop Tour. Jonathan is in the pit. He's pretty excited about that. He's getting revved up already. And they will be, they'll be on the Broadview stage at SPAC, but they will, I believe, be performing the national anthem today.
Look at that.
Excited by that? I'm hoping, being that it's Jerry's birthday, they add a couple of dead tunes to their repertoire for tonight's show. So I may speak to them while they're doing the anthem, preferably not while they're doing it, but talk to them. And I think Scarlet Begonias, but that's just me. They can choose whichever song they like. That's tonight, and that's going to be the anthem today. I do enjoy the anthems today, the live anthems. They're fun. All right, what else do we have, Eddie? The New York State Pavilion. How could we forget this one? It's located near Gate A in the Family Zone. Check it out. So many great products made in the state of New York. Check them out. There are even maybe some adult beverages over there. Never a bad thing. Not that Jonathan would partake, but you ever stop over there just for a quick pop during the afternoon?
No, I'm a paddock bar
I think
man
I've had 2 beers during the races my entire time at NYRA. I think like after the Belmont Stakes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we're working here. Jonathan.
I had 2 beers yesterday.
You're a freelancer. You can misbehave. I, on the other hand, am a man of great dignity. You, whatever. And last but not least, speaking of dignity, 1 to 6:30 on FS2, the Saratoga Live. John, how about Paulie? Little shout out to him.
I did already.
$1,700 pick 5 yesterday.
Yes, that's good. Nice.
That's to him. Paulie's got a great opinion.
Nice pop.
I stand by that. Okay, race number 1. Imperia Blue came out. Shall we take a look at what are we doing? The Brittany Russell horse, the one with experience here, the 2-to-1 morning line, finishing second at Delaware. I am trying to beat this horse.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the horse ran for maiden 25 and got beat at a short price. Those are a combination of things that I don't necessarily love. If you're short at a lower level, running for maiden 25 at Delaware, and you get beat, I can't warm to you at 35 here at Saratoga when you're going to have probably horses that are worth more than 35 in here running against you.
And it's not as though the race fell apart. I know somebody was closing at the end, but the other speed won the race, and I don't disagree with you. You have gone to the one more Freud for our main man, Tom Amoss.
Yeah, the workout report we've talked about on the DRF workout report. There's a work back at Churchill that was really good. and then he came up here and he's worked a little bit slower. But I think the main track's been pretty slow, pretty deep, especially in the mornings. So I'm not too concerned about the time slowing down since he got up here. And you'd like to think they're probably just maintenance types works too after getting that real fast work early in July. So I just think that Tom might be trying to sneak this one over, trying to run for 35, get a win, dare someone to take the horse. I just thought this one made the most sense.
Okay, drinks are on me if you can tell me who trained, without looking at your iPad, who trained the dam of Caitlin's Threes, Shortcakes.
Oh, I won't get that one right.
Not currently training, but at the racetrack. Dave Canizzo.
Really?
Yeah, an oldie but a goodie.
There you go.
I remember when Shortcakes, he got her. I think he got her from Florida or Kentucky. But anyway, she was pretty good. I always liked her. And I took a shot with Rob Falcone. Here's a non-stat stat. Rob's only run 3 two-year-old first-time starters in dirt sprints and maiden claiming races over the last 5 years. Only 3. He's 1 for 3 with a second. Big price winning. I took a shot with this one. Know nothing about it. Know nothing about any of them. But I just didn't want to pick Tom because, he's Tom.
Yeah, I hear you. I completely understand that. The two, I thought Moneybags Milton, especially with Amelia getting her, she had kind of gone cold for a second and a half, and then she got that win yesterday. It was one that I wasn't opposed to. You get IRAD. There's never anything wrong with that except for
the price.
Price.
It's a little more of a distance type dam, but I'm not going to argue with that. All right, race number 2. Race number 2, while a small field, I think is an extremely interesting race, and I love that my top choice is the only horse you don't have in your top 5. So I just doubled my bet. And we're going to start with the 4-5 morning line favorite, Wolfie's Dynaghost, a horse I have always had great love, and I like being reminded of Tom Albertrani, who used to train this horse as well. This is a horse that Maggie had liked, I believe, in the horse's debut. She'd said a lot of good things about him, even though he's a turf pedigree in the dirt at Aqueduct. He either won or was second, like 40-1.
Yeah, he's a funny horse. I remember he won at Gulfstream Park on the synthetic pretty impressively. And look, he's one of those horses that, obviously his pedigree is well known, being a half the Sadler's Joy. I've always liked this horse.
Okay, wait a second. How well known is it that he's a half to Sadler's Joy? I mean, the scope of well-known things. Do you think it's like 4 billionth, 386 millionth, 973,211th?
Well known if
in the horse community.
If you know.
Well, it's a very good family, not just Sadler's Joy.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But no, I just think I think the mile and 3/16 obviously is something that he's not going to have a problem with. The longer, the better for him. I just thought
really. You're convinced the longer the better?
Yeah.
No, I mean the pedigree says it. Let me ask you a question. What if Prevent goes on the inside? Because he does have speed. Do you think he can run with him, or do you think not?
Yeah, I just don't see IRAD. I mean, his pace figures aren't that quick, the one Prevent.
Okay.
I don't see IRAD necessarily doing that. The Ford Wolfie's Dynaghost, the pace figures are a little bit faster.
He's a quick one.
I would think Prevent would be comfortable just sitting in the pocket right behind
Probably.
him.
Yeah, you know what? I always loved Wolfie's Dynaghost. I want to see him come here and do it. He hasn't been here in a long time.
He's never won here.
And that kind of bothers me a little bit. And I want to see him do it here, especially as a heavy favorite. I'm a fan of him. I think he's really good. But I'm going to play against him in this race, though I'm not going to play him with the horse that you and I picked second, GoldenEye, though perfect trip or not. I thought he ran pretty well last time at Colonial.
No, he did. And I don't think you can argue with, he's going to get, a very similar trip, right? He tucks himself on the inside, and then he comes circling in his last 2 starts. They've been good. His figures have been nice.
Yep.
But I agree. I mean, there's a chance I could have picked this horse on top if it wasn't for the great trip last time. I hate playing horses off great trips.
Something you and I, and there's a lot of things we agree on, and that is something we very strongly agree on. Okay, here's my case for Signator. Now, first of all, he's not going to win this race if Wolfie's Dynaghost runs his good race. I get that, and I certainly have no problem conceding that. But this horse is kind of a double whammy horse. He was on a wide against a gold rail last time, and he was on a dead rail 2 races back. You don't get a lot of horses like that.
Yeah.
Especially in turf races. And I don't think his Henry Clark was going to set the world on fire, but Henry Clark was pretty good. And if you believe, you don't have to, I do, that he has legitimate excuses in those 2 races, then he suddenly becomes a lot more interesting in this race. And he's going to be a square price, and I'm betting Signator.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, especially if you look as as race as Henry Clark, three back. That actually could definitely get it done. The question I had for him is the distance. I mean, he is a tappet, so he's supposed to be able to go that
Yeah, he
far.
finished at a mile and a quarter in the Suburban, didn't he? I
Right.
mean, I don't know. But, I don't want to get too concerned with the distance. He's got a pretty good trainer, that guy Shug. I know, he may not be
Figure
in
it
the
out.
front line the same way he was 30 years ago, but I don't think he's forgotten how to train. And with all due respect to certain members of our team that are huge fans of Sammy Marin, I think Flavian's a right upgrade.
I would say that is fair.
You and I should discuss setting an over/under on Flavian Pratt's wins for the rest of the meet. That's something we should do in the show. Like, I don't know if we're on together on Sunday, but that
Okay.
would be fun to talk about. Because obviously he's not having a Flavian Pratt like meet so far. But my guess is he's going to have a gigantic second half.
Yeah, but it's funny, like when you have guys like Irad who are having the meet he's having, you mix in a little Jose, you mix in a little Ricardo with 17 wins.
He and PJ Campo are lighting it up.
There's only so many wins that can be had. You know what I mean? And I would imagine that Flavian will rally. He'll rally. I don't know if he's not going to rally in the way that he did last year. But
He's
he'll
going to
rally.
be like Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone wins the Whitney, and it's going to be onwards and upwards for Flavian at the meet race we're all looking forward to tomorrow. Race number 3, I got to tell you, this is some race, so I copped out with the favorite in this race. And we'll take a look, though, at the horse you have on top, Gone and Forgotten, beating April Antics just a few days ago. And I guess you feel like there's going to be enough pace for her to take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, when horses run well and run back quickly, it doesn't happen all the time. I love it. I think that you got, especially at this level, when you have a horse like this that's going good and doing good. The big question in races like this often are, what performance are you going to get from these types of horses? And I feel like because he's running back so quickly, I know what kind of performance I'm going to get from him. And I think he's tactical enough to be able to hold that position inside. I don't think he's going to be way out the back, especially stretching out a little bit too. I just thought he was very interesting. And you're right, he's running back quick, so quick that I had to look at the calendar to see, did they enter this horse before he ran? Because it was that tight of a window. I think it was the day later he entered.
Yeah, because they drew this race on Saturday, and I think he ran on Thursday.
Yeah.
I looked up. You're not going to get a lot of stats for Ilke Cantermachi because for the most part he's been training on his own for less than a year. He had some brief moments, but second off a claim, off a win in the dirt. He's just 2 for 8 with 3 hitting the board and a $1.30 ROI, and 7 of them were short prices. That scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know it's a small sample and it's not really
It
a
is.
stat as much as just a small sample size because he wins with 2 straight and suddenly has a positive ROI and he's 4 for 10.
Yep.
And that bothered me a little bit. And I am concerned a bit with the pace. But I thought with Irad on Mercy Warren, he could stalk. He comes out of a race going a mile at Ellis that just completely and totally fell apart. Despite that, Joe Sharp ships him here, and he doesn't drop him in for a tag. He's not, or her, he doesn't desperately want to lose this 6-year-old. And, she's got some good enough recent races, and I'm going to trust in Joe Sharp and Irad to stalk the 2 It Takes Heart and get it done. But I understand being worried about the pace. I'm wondering if this race is going to fall apart.
It's just, I understand. It's just hard with those last 3 races.
I hear
Yeah.
you. You took the other Joe Sharp. My problem with her is, man, she is slow.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that the switch, there is some tactical speed there.
The trainer switched to
the
Joe.
trainer switched to Joe Sharp. I'm
We'll
hoping.
get into that in a minute.
Yeah. It's not a warm and fuzzy, that's for sure. Horse ran at Lone Star last time. Big fan of Lone Star. It's the first racetrack that I ever.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first racetrack I ever went to.
Really? Mine was Liberty Bell when they used to have thoroughbred racing.
Really.
Yeah, I have a great harness racing story from there for another time. Joe Sharp, trainer switches on the dirt. 5 for 45, 11%, and a 72-cent ROI. That scared me a little bit with the 4, but I can
Yeah.
see your thinking with that horse. I don't think that one will be part of the pace. Race number 4, big scratch in here with, unfortunately, Tax Holiday coming out, as well as the Grumpy Rabbit. I want to know who the Grumpy Rabbit is. A lot of rabbits in Saratoga.
I know, I see him.
10, 15 years ago, they started coming. They're getting like pigeons in New York now because my mom's got a couple rabbits at the house. They used to be incredibly skittish. They see you coming and they run. I walked by one on the path out of the house the other night. It just looked at me from about 3 weeks away. He might have said your picks suck. I don't know. I thought I heard that, but I might have been.
Hey, bro, you'll give me a winner.
Right. So anyway, we'll take a look at Connect the Stars, who you and I both have second in this race. And I gotta tell you something. This horse ran very well. Now I know the winner of this race came from behind and didn't sit on the rail, and the race kind of collapsed. But this horse was 3 wide the whole way. It was a time you wanted to be on the rail. And the race kind of fell apart at the end. I thought he ran extremely well.
Absolutely. I mean, we've talked about it, that 4th of July weekend, the inside is where you wanted to be. And this is the first week we've really started seeing a lot of horses run back out of those races. And this is one of them that screams, I think this horse is going to run much better. Second time going long on the grass as well. Just basic handicapping, the horse makes sense. You add in the fact that they were on the wrong part of the racetrack. I just couldn't get away from the pedigree on the 4.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you got a Grade 1 winning dam. It's a Dubawi, Resolute Racing. You'd like to think Chad wants to win for everyone, but when you get a big owner, I don't think there's a lot of let's give him one around there. Not that Chad does it anyways. I just have a feeling this horse is going to be ready to rock.
This may come as a surprise to a lot of people. Chad Brown wants to win for everybody.
Of course.
Desperately.
No,
Especially up here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They all matter.
Like I said, the dam won a Grade 1 at 1 1/4, so I'm not worried about the distance first time out. I guess maybe they want longer potentially, but I just felt like
Tubawis are tricky. They are tricky here in this country. It's interesting that Brad Cox is running Scratch It on the turf, because that's a very nice dirt dam, but she is not a producer on the turf. It makes me wonder, can she really run? So, there's a lot of pedigree in this race. You've got Hurricane Creek. Sorrentina Lemon was a horse that Christophe Clement trained that was a very nice turf runner. Ran an 88 buyer. Miss Picky, the 1. Her dam was 4 for 13 at the board 9 times, won over $360,000, a 95 buyer in the turf. This is her first foal. It's an Uncle Mo. The other half is more dirt, the 1A, right? But not this time.
Yeah, 1A is Catching Freedom in Bishop's Bay.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Todd runs that horse in the dirt here. Maybe he wants more distance, but or runs to the turf, excuse me. I thought that Grazi Prego was interesting in this race. It's going to be a big price probably for Al Stall, who anytime I feel like I can make a case for an Al Stall race horse, because he brings sharp horses, and he understands if he's bringing a turf router up here, he's going to be running into Chad Brown and Pletcher and all sorts of well-bred horses. This dam was pretty good in Gracia, a horse that Chad Brown trained, actually. It's her first foal. You got a knot this time. And I thought this horse was a little bit sneaky here at a pedigree, so I'm going to take this one at a big price over the logical 4 and 9.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense. I would say the horse that I'd probably trust the most in this race, and I would assume you feel the same way, is the 9.
Yeah.
That's who I trust the most.
Sure.
If I had to pick one horse that had to win, I would pick
one horse that has to be in your multis is the 9. The rest of them are open. And also, keep in mind, obviously the morning line is ridiculous with Tax Holiday scratching out of this race, who would have taken a lot of money. And even America the Great, I imagine David didn't have at a particularly long price. We will move on to race 5 and break after race number 5. And I think we're all so happy we're on the turf. It just didn't rain as much as I think was expected. And we all sort of thought it was, because it really just kind of sprinkled during the day for the most part.
Yeah, it wasn't like a crazy hard rain, and it's good. I mean, this is it's one of the, obviously probably one of the busiest Fridays with the Whitney and all the people traveling in town. So in order to keep them on, it was a good thing.
But the turf is firm, and I have little doubt it was. I mean, these turf courses needed some rain, so the rain was welcome. Race number 5. You and I both took the number 4, Fortune Mia. I'm interested to see why you have Cadena. Can we start with Fortune Mia, Eddie? Can we switch to replays? I apologize for that. Let's start with her race 3. Baxter ran second. I like her as well as you, but let you talk about her.
Yeah, Fortuna Mia, she's getting a little class relief. That was a strict play for me. Kind of similar, I've had these in the past where, like, on paper, there's nothing about her that I'm crazy about her. Race 3 back, obviously,
she'll win if she runs this race.
She's going the wrong direction, but now she's going the wrong direction against horses I think she's better than. So even if she's still going that wrong direction, I think she still might be good enough to win.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just being realistic with a horse they overpaid for. I mean, they paid a lot of money for this horse after a couple of starts, $160,000. Remember, I picked her in the Bolton Landing thinking, if Linda wants to pay $160,000, I don't know that she'd probably may or may not have anything to do with buying the horse. I have no idea who bought the horse. I'm willing to take a shot. It didn't really work out. But she has run some good races intermittently in her career. By the way, I bet her in the Demoiselle. That was a good opinion by me. She was ninth beaten 35 and 3/4. I was in Jamaica, humiliating myself. So I took her too. But you know, see, I like the 6 more than you do, and we're going to show her winner of her maiden race. And I agree, she is obviously not run that quickly. But why is her second race not fast enough to win this race? And I found a stat for Chad Brown. First time for a tag with non-maidens in the dirt. He's 11 for 27, 41% with a 257 ROI, 19 have hit the board. And at Saratoga, he's 7 for 15, 286 ROI with 13 hitting the board. They dropped for a reason up here, and some can say, well, they paid 350 for her. Well, she's not worth it. It was a bad buy. Time to move on, right? What do you not like about her?
I just, you know, we talk about it a lot with these Chad Brown runners. He wins a lot of races here. I think that there's the short price ones that I love. I've got no problem hitching my wagon to. It's the short price ones that I don't love that I try to pick up value by playing against them.
Okay, fair enough. Margot Treasure?
Yeah, this is just one I wanted to throw in the mix. Horse has been working well in the workout report. You know, I thought that race in the mud at Aqueduct was actually pretty good. Had some trouble early in that race, and you know, and came running, lost a lot of ground. And if you look, even the race last time, I thought at Aqueduct, both those last 2 races are better than they look on paper. I just thought the horse is all right.
A big price, can't knock it. Phil Bowers in with the 1, and always scared of Phil Bowers. She's a horse that ran huge to win her debut, and she has just completely fallen apart. A little bit of this race is kind of like the race for horses that could have been that just weren't, right?
Yeah, I mean, this horse's debut was like, I'm sure you start thinking, what stake are we going to run this horse in next?
There's not a single horse in this race that cost under $100,000. 250, 100, 155, 160, 210, and 350. They could be had for a collective $300,000. Race number 5. We will take a break and be back with the late pick 5.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
Welcome back. When he scratched when we came off the turf last time, he's Jonathan, I'm Andy, I said about Schwarzenegger, he'll be back. Well, I don't know if he's going to be back at this point. Wesley Ward will not have a chance in here to win his first time start in a turf sprint in Saratoga in over 5 years. How about them apples?
Really?
Aragona told me that this morning. Look it up. Has not won with a 2-year-old firster on the turf sprint in Saratoga in over 5 years.
They've all started before they got here.
I don't know. I don't know if they have or haven't, or maybe I don't know. I think
to,
overall he's got like 1 win or 2 wins.
I wanted to love this horse today too.
Really?
He outworked that horse Shoot It True that won for Wesley. That really impressive.
She looked pretty good.
Yeah. So I ended up scratching into the 9. Not the 9.
Yeah,
yes,
you
the 9. That's
9.
right. I scratched into the 9, Express Lane, who I thought.
Lane?
Express Lane, yeah. I'm confused because I don't know why I have the 10 there.
I liked him on. He was on a
N2.
dead rail last time at Gulfstream, by the way, in case you're interested, on the dirt.
That's nice. I think Jose D'Angelo is a really talented trainer. He can win with first-time starters. Bringing this horse up. This horse took a ton of money first time out, and we talked. I think that happened. Was that yesterday on the show? You picked a horse
Yes.
that was like that.
For Bill Morey.
Yeah.
Problem I have is that this horse doesn't have really any turf pedigree.
Yeah.
That's a concern for me. Call me crazy. His lack of turf pedigree is a problem for me. Otherwise, I'm good. I was picking this horse in the dirt. For sure,
I mean,
on what you said.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a big price too. Like I said, it's
a big price.
I
Take a
scratched
shot.
in. I was going to be ice cold in love with the.
You and
4.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Big
me and
Arnold fan.
Yeah, I mean his movies are interesting.
I remember when Esquire voted him the worst new Kennedy when he married Maria Shriver, but other than that, I've seen a lot of his movies. True Lies. True Lies is one of my favorites.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think.
It was like The Last Action Hero. Do you remember that one?
Did not see that one. How about Kindergarten Cop? Where do you stand on that one?
Sensational film.
It's a great movie.
Very
I'm
good.
very big
Very,
on those
very
movies.
good.
I agree.
Yeah. Maybe the best.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. So let's talk Free State. Why? I don't know. Because the Rices come in here, Adam, Kevin, I don't care. Any of those Rices come in there, ship in here. This horse is the dam was a turf horse. I mean, she didn't win. Second dam was a good turf horse. So it's a half to a turf horse. I don't know.
A
Caravaggio.
turf horse that won first time out, too.
I'm taking those Rice shippers coming in here.
Yeah. No, I have no argument.
I think the 7 is my 4th choice here, guys, by the way. Didn't I send in 1527? Oh, no, you don't have a 3rd
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
You.
That was my fault. I messed
You
that
should
up.
be ashamed.
Yeah, I am.
Let's talk about other horses in here. The 5, Turf Star. Starstruck was a very nice horse. Now more of a router for Graham Motion, but getting started here, I got to think Turf Star's dangerous. Graham's, they usually run in these races. Won the other day, ran like 3rd, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just the one thing that kept this one from being a little bit higher is, like you mentioned, the pedigree screams longer, but that doesn't mean they can't win these races.
Right, exactly.
It just screams longer.
Now, my friend David Aragona picked the 6. I did not talk to him about it. I'm assuming this horse has worked well, but I got a problem taking complexities on the turf. As good as he is as a styer for these horses, they're not turf horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked Miguel's other horse, 4th, who has a good turf dam, who ran a 94 buyer in U.S. and Europe. She ran well, but has produced 2 lousy runners. For what it's
Yeah, I mean, I thought both of those could be okay. I didn't, I had nothing to really like lean on too aggressively. I actually preferred the 6. I hear you with the complexity thing, but there,
I
there's
respect
a
David, so
turf
out of
winner
his
there, too.
respect for him,
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong. What about Mount Sopris for Tom Proctor? I know there's plenty of war front in the dam. I mean, there's turf pedigree there. I know Tom's horses haven't lit it up yet, but they're not. I mean, he's run 3 horses and they've hit the board. So
Yeah,
four
I mean, I
horses.
think when it comes to Glen Hill, when it's a Glen Hill homebred, I always feel like there's turf in there.
There's
it's a
plenty
very
of turf in
turfy-
this one.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
very very turfy barn.
It's just whether or not this one's going to be ready to go this short, this soon.
All right. Race number 7. Jonathan is going to step out in race number 7, and he is against Zulu Kingdom. I am not, and we're going to show the Manila, and we talked about this yesterday, and Jonathan and I pretty much agreed. I think some might look at this race and say Zulu Kingdom was a huge favorite. He was a little disappointing. He didn't win that easily, and I think it's a misnomer. He was completely taken out of his game because of the bias, and they sent him. He wasn't able to get the lead. He was involved in a faster pace than he normally is. He was never on the rail when the rail was strong, and yet he still won the race. I hate watching it because I really needed the number 2 to be second for a huge score in the exact, and he got beaten by a horse that never left the rail until the end. But I think Zulu Kingdom ran really well last time, and I am not trying to beat him, but you are.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. I'm not really trying to beat him. I just think that Clever Again's interesting. I'm going to use, like,
I
there's no
understand.
way.
Right, you've got him
multi-race
second. I
wagers,
get
I'm
it,
using
right.
both of them.
Right, horses we have second are not horses we're against.
Because I
They're horses
completely
we're trying to
agree
beat.
with what you said about Zulu Kingdom, that he ran so, right after the race was over. We were on together, and I said he ran much better than it looks like he did. But I can't get over the fact that Clever Again, who worked on the grass last time for Steve Asmussen, is making the switch to try to run on the turf. This horse was impressive at Oaklawn, the Hot Springs. He obviously, you could forgive him for his Preakness trip.
I'll
He
forgive him
was-
for his Preakness. What about his last race?
Yeah,
He was awful.
yeah. I don't know.
That's what bothers me with him. And I respect Steve. And listen, it's a Galileo Dam, an American Pharaoh. So just because there's no production, there's plenty of turf in there.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of turf. And the horse worked really well on the turf. And so I think when you put those things together, and I also like that he's tactical. I love a tactical turf horse, like one that, he's probably going to be in front of Zulu Kingdom. Zulu Kingdom's going to have to run by him.
But he's got to deal with Mibago.
Right, but he's drawn well enough to be able to do
Well,
that.
I mean, I think the assumption, if you like him, is you're making a decision that he's a turf horse.
Yeah.
Because he's not just winning this lucky. He's got to
No.
be a good turf horse because Zulu Kingdom's pretty good. I'm not saying he's a super grade 1 horse, but he's a pretty good horse. And so your assumption is that as a turf horse, maybe he's a bit of a different horse. Maybe he's not an absolute need the lead type. Maybe he can stalk because Mibago's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to get in front of him unless something happens in the start. Listen, I went against him, but I can understand the argument for him.
Yeah, it's
I
just
may
one
have
of
gone a
those-
little overboard.
It's just one of those things that, like, that big race he ran in the Hot Springs showed a lot of talent. There's been 2 winners out of that race. Horses have run well out of it, so it was a real effort. if he can improve off of that because he is a turf horse, he could be very tough to beat.
Yeah, he's got to be a turf horse, but absolutely. And if he's 5-1 or something, or 9-2, maybe it's not a bad idea to take a chance. Now, as far as Luther, I mean, Luther does theoretically present a real challenge here. We'll see him finishing third in the Belmont Derby, with Tank finishing fourth. I'm going to tell you my problem. My problem is this guy just did not finish last time. I mean, there was a good chance he was going to win this race in the turn, and he just didn't finish and got out-finished. And, okay, his race at a mile in the French Guineas was much better than his mile and 5/16 race, so maybe less distance is good for him. But a European that gets a mile effectively against top company, you get a mile and eighth around here.
Yeah.
And he just didn't really finish in there. And I wonder, is he going to even run as well as his second race in the country? So I have some reservations about him.
He didn't take a lot of money in that start. For a European horse coming over, usually those horses get bet off the board.
They were too busy betting on the final, whatever his name is.
Yeah, and I will say this too, is he spent a lot of time on the inside on that turf course.
Well, that was the main. That was the melon.
Oh, yeah, okay, my fault. Yes. The melon, you're right.
Careful.
But
I'm like a
nonetheless,
viper over here.
I don't love him, but I think he actually might be better going a little shorter.
I think he might be better going short, too, and I think he can win this race. But I am not going to dump on Tiz Dashing because I think I was right about him last time. And he didn't spend an awful lot of time in the rail. He was in the rail a little bit, but he got the rail pretty quickly, this horse, last time out. And he was chasing the pace, too, and it was pretty quick. And I thought he ran pretty well in there, and I'm not ready to give up on him. So I've got him second here. But I don't have him on top like I did last time.
Hope he doesn't disappoint you this time.
He didn't disappoint me. He just frustrated me. He ran a lot better than his 24-1, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
All right, looking forward to the Hall of Fame. That's race number 7 on today's card. Race number 8. This is the make or break race, I know for me. I don't know about John. I know for Jonathan, because Jonathan picked Omaha Pistol. I mean, come on, dude. Here he is finishing third at even money after finishing third at even money after finishing second at 6-5. He's got a 6th at 4-5. Hasn't he burned enough money for you?
Yeah, I think he's going to get a great trip.
Who cares? That's the biggest cop-out I've heard in this show in a long time.
I do. I think he's going to get a great trip. I think he's drawn inside. I think he's going to be forward. I think he's going to have, he's going to save ground. I agree. I see where you're saying with
he's a
short
virtual
price.
money incinerator.
I
this
agree.
horse.
I understand what
And
you're saying.
this is the Whitney of maiden claiming races. All right, I lied about that. But
The Whitney.
there's just a treasure chest of stupid horses to embarrass yourself on in this race. And to be fair, you have none of them on your thing. You've got All of a Sudden Lee, who's burned money. You've got Army Proud, Joe Sharp. How about Army Proud's never been favored?
Wow.
A Joe Sharp horse that's only run in New York. You know why? He's a New York bred. Okay.
I got the 8, Uncle Barry.
Got him fourth. I mean, come on. Desperate here. I am very annoyed that American Litigator scratched because I thought he was the right horse in here, believe it or not. I love the switch to Kendrick. I thought it was interesting. I am betting Come Full Circle, and I may be losing with Come Full Circle. He is a slumber. Do you remember that? Were you on when this horse took that? You weren't on. When he took a crazy amount of money on Memorial Day weekend when he went on 5-2. I liked him that day. Thankfully, I did not bet him that day. He did not run a step. And then he didn't run in either of his turf races, and he's a slumber, and he's supposed to run. I'm going to tell you something. His first dirt race, he runs that race. I think he's going to win this race. Now, it was a sloppy track, a muddy sealed track, so maybe he just ran on that. That was a gold rail. The winner of that race is now a dual stakes winner and one of the best New York breds running right now on dirt. He was 4-5 wide in this race for much of the race, way out in the middle of the racetrack. He broke slow. And he got a 59 buyer out in the middle of the track on a good rail in a good field. I mean, that could be a 70. You know what a 70 buyer might do to this field? And he's going to be a price. And maybe he's not a turf horse. Maybe he's a slumber that wants to run in the dirt. And I am there for it.
Wow.
I am there.
All right. I'll be watching.
You won't just be watching, you'll be rooting for him. And you'll be using him in your multis because you know that I'm right. And I haven't even added, that guy riding him, Ricardo Santana, is riding lights out here and no disrespect. This is a positive rider change on this horse from my man Bob Dunham,
Yeah,
who in his day has cashed some tickets up in Saratoga. It's been a long time, but he's done it. I believe he put over 2 first-time starters here one day. One paid short, one paid $60 in 1986. Look it up.
86. How did you remember that?
There's a story. Anyway, all you old-timers know what I'm talking about. Bob Dunham and Mike Venezia back in the day were a very, very strong pair. Their last really good horse was Moment of Hope. You would have liked Moment of Hope. He was a good horse. All right, race number 9. Moving on. So what do we do in race number 9 with this entry? It's 8-5 morning line involving Chessmaster, and we'll show him winning last time. Coming back for TT for Jorge Abreu, and Shefflin. They're going to be super short. I think Shefflin was interesting on his own, but I can't take them as part of an entry.
Yeah, I mean, the 1A is the one that I need is Chessmaster. I thought ran well last time. This old 9-year-old just always shows up, runs well. And, you know, it's one of those situations we talked about earlier in the show. When you have these horses that are these older type horses, when they're good and they're in good form, they need to run.
Yeah, I wanted to show the start, sorry, because so people know that Hilarious Affair broke 50 lengths beyond the field, 6. Go ahead, I'm sorry, John.
No. So I like the 1A. I mean, in the one, I mean, I think it depends on. I wouldn't bet this horse to win.
This horse get an unbelievably good trip in here.
Yeah, I mean, he did work out a good trip, in behind those horses.
And
but
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
but I do think that he's at least. I do think he could overcome some adversity. I think he's better than these other horses. And if you're playing in multi-race wagers, which I would imagine most people looking pick 5s, pick 6s, the insurance policy of having the 1 is a little bit comfortable.
I agree, and not leaving him out of multi-race bets, but I'm betting against him in this race because I think Cloudy is the horse you want out of that race. Chessmaster had an absolutely perfect trip, and for horses that close, that's a hard thing to believe in. I thought that Fluid Situation had a great trip, and he just didn't really finish. He didn't run badly, and he can win this race, but I thought he had his chance. Whereas Cloudy was coming off of a 8.5 month layoff. He was 3 wide the whole way. He kept on running, and he's got back races that can win this race. And he's 6-1 morning line, and I think he may have run as well as anybody, or at least close to it. And I'm going to take him to move forward here in his second start.
He could, especially second off the
You've
break.
got him in there. It's not like you're
got to
not
move.
on
He's
him.
got to be he's got to get a little quicker, a little faster.
Yeah, of his recent races,
Yeah.
but he's got back
got
ones,
back ones, yeah.
and I just didn't want to default to the entry, and I don't disagree with you. They are way the horses to beat, but I just don't want to take. I don't even know if they're going to be 8-5 in this race,
Yeah.
you know. And I just hate that. It's just if they were by themselves, I would have picked the 1. But he's part of an entry with Chessmaster, and I want to bet against Chessmaster. I want to bet the 1 in this race, for whatever it's worth, whether right or wrong. Wonder if Hilarious Affair can get out of the gate. And I've included him because I bet him last time, and I'm still thinking if he gets out of the gate, he can win this race.
Yeah, I mean, when you have it's hard to miss the break in a turf sprint.
Especially when you're 5 lengths beyond.
Yeah, that's a real missing of the break as well. And if you look at the races from Keeneland and from Turfway in the spring, you know, those 2 performances put him right in the mix here.
What do you think of Linda putting in Sharingo? Is she just trying to lose him for 40? Because his turf races really aren't very good. They're not good enough to win this race. They were a long time ago.
I would say trying to lose him.
Think so?
Got
Okay.
him, ran him once for 62.5, and then this feels like a give up.
All right. You ready to close out this immense day? How are you celebrating Jerry Garcia's birthday? You didn't wear a tie-dye. You could have worn a tie-dye. If I had a Jerry Garcia tie, I'd have worn it. But
I don't know. What should I do?
I think a tie-dye.
Okay. I
I
can
wear
go
one
home and
tomorrow.
change.
You know.
I can go home and change. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Listen to the Grateful Dead as much as possible.
All day?
Unlike most days where I listen to the Grateful Dead as much as possible. Race numero 10. I don't think that works. Would that be? We both like the very obvious Leslie Starr. I want to show the stretch of Life Advice, who I cannot give an excuse to. And she is, though I will say with Life Advice, I made a mistake. I would have her higher without Queen Atlas in the race. I hate her with Queen Atlas in the race. She can win this race with Queen Atlas out. But she also took advantage of the gold rail, as did the winner. Competitive threat, spent most of the race in the rail before angling out in the stretch. Whereas Leslie Starr was 2 to 3 wide the whole way around the track. I want the one that saved the least ground.
Yeah, that was it for me. And then I also thought that, second time Linda, I think when good trainers get horses, it doesn't have to just be a one start improve. They can take another step going in the right direction. I think the horse got better last time, and I think the horse will get better again this time.
I want to ask you, are you like me? Did we both screw up and not put Life Advice higher when we realized that Queen Atlas scratched? Because her chances did substantially increase in here, right? She doesn't win. She should have won last time.
Yeah, she should have won last time. I'm okay with it, because like you said, she's going to be bet a little bit. And if she didn't win last time with the racetrack playing the way that she was, why is she going to win now? And someone else will give her at least a little bit of pressure. Whether it's Twirly on the inside, somebody's going to have to go.
Let's talk about Twirly. I mean, they bet her a little last time, and she improved dramatically last time. And I'm not sure she can't win off that effort.
Yeah, and
She's a wild card here.
Right, and she's tactical enough to be able to save some ground on the inside.
Good
Should
trip.
be able to get that nice little pocket trip. That's why would I have her fourth?
Yeah, I think she's interesting because she made no sense off her first turf race and was obviously a completely different horse last time. And if you just take that race in isolation, she's a major player here.
No, for sure.
We good? We done?
I believe we are.
All right. It's been
Get
fun.
on this, Jerry.
Are you on with me
Garcia.
early or are you on late?
I'm on late.
Okay, we're on together. Good. Looking forward to that. You, me, and Paulie, I think.
I believe so.
we
Do
with
you
Greg
have
or
any
Lafitte?
bankroll plays? I got to do a bankroll play today.
Oh,
I got to catch.
I got bank. I don't want to catch Paul. He had a great day yesterday. I want him to keep winning. I want everybody to win. I want all the bankroll bets to win. Head over to Naira Bets. It's actually far less competitive than you would think. We just like to make fun of each other. And I'm very proud of Paulie's pick yesterday. You had a great week last week. It just didn't show up the way it should have. $200 SPA 200 will match with $200 of your initial deposit. Head on over to NairaBets.com. Play through Naira Bets. You know what they say. You can bet any track, anywhere, anytime. You can also play the contests if you're a member of Naira Bets. Register at NairaBets.com/contest. $300 buy-in up until post time tomorrow for the big contest, which you can only play through Naira Bets. Usually we have that big 4-Star Dave challenge. Now with the 4-Star Dave move, when are we going to do it? I don't know. We'll find out. Also, cross country Big 5, 2 at Monmouth, 3 at Saratoga. By the way, John Kakamis has the appropriate shirt on today. That's what you should have worn. The Steal Your Faces.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Steal Your Face guy. Do you know where Steal Your Face comes from?
No.
It's a line in He's Gone. Steal your face right off your head.
Okay.
And the famous Grateful Dead signature. I think it's right, Johnny. It's known as the Steal Your Face. Don't they call it Steal Your Face? It's from the album, right? From the last shows at Winterland. Right. Or what turned out to not be the last shows, thank God. Or I would have had just a miserable life. Kids Bop Live. You already know it's back tonight. You already know about this. Jonathan's going. They will be doing the anthem today. So we're excited about that. Looking forward to that. It's coming up just a few minutes, actually, about 15 minutes. We've got the Taste of New York also. I'm going to check that out over by Gate A, the Family Zone, Thursday through Sunday. And last but not least, 1 to 6:30, covering all the action on FS2. It is an absolutely sensational, glorious day.
Beautiful.
It's so nice here today that Jonathan has long pants on today. How many
pants.
days do you wear long pants, do you think? Like 4?
Depends. It usually happens when I have friends that are in the boxes or something. So I'll do it.
Important man like you even has to wear pants in the boxes.
Don't get me wrong. I've done it before. I've been like, I work here.
If I see you in shorts in the boxes, I'm reporting you, and I'm having you removed immediately. Keep that in mind. We're done. After the incredible anthem coming up today, Frank Miramati will be up next with a reprise of the Scratch and Changes. Enjoy a sensational Friday here in Saratoga.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.